Welcome to the Stories That Sparkle. I'm Hella Rader, and today's episode is a conversation with Kathryn, a woman I've known for almost 20 years. It's the second of 3 conversations I recorded while on the road or on tour, whatever you want to call it, in Georgia. And full disclosure, by the time I got to Kathryn's house, I was pretty much spent. I had not been doing a very good job of taking time for myself, having downtime and quiet space. So, yeah, I had spent the weekend with my bestie. We had a great time. And then I went to see Barbara, my spiritual mentor and teacher who passed away last year. Went to see her husband for a visit. Then I went to another friend's house. And then I went to see Julie and stayed with her and recorded an episode. And then I went to another friend's house. And then I got to Kathryn's house. So, yeah. I was pretty tired and overwhelmed. So I really wanted to have a conversation with her about how she, someone who has been doing this a lot longer in terms of being on a spiritual journey, how does she continue to grow through the good, right? Because I know how to grow through the bad, through the pain, through the yuck. But now that I'm living my dream and doing all the things that I've been wanting to do pretty much my whole life, I just wanted to know, how do you keep growing even when it's good? So it's really a continuation of all the conversations we had over 24 hours without the microphones on. So you're kind of entering into a flow of how she and I chit chat when we're together. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Kathryn is one of the most incredible women I know. She really, at different times, in many different ways, whether she realizes it or not, in my mind, saved my life. So yeah, I'm really grateful to have spent the time with her and her husband for 2 nights and to have this conversation on the record. And of course, I do not want to forget that Sadie, the pup, also makes an appearance. So yeah, for all you dog lovers out there, you're welcome. Anyway, I invite you to get comfortable, sit back, and listen in. I'm Hella Rader. With a good sense of humor, an open heart, and an open mind, I love to explore the very human complexities in others and in myself. That's why I created a space for women you have never heard of and could easily pass on the street to share in their own voices the intricacies of starting over in life, building community, inhabiting their bodies, and more. Welcome to our Disco Ball, the stories that sparkle. All right, Miss Kathryn.
Hello, Miss Hella.
Hello. We're not in my sunroom. We're in Georgia.
We're in Georgia.
Yeah, and we're in your front room.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. We've spent many a times in this front room.
We have.
Over the years.
We certainly have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. I'm here in Georgia, as I said, not in my sunroom. This is one of the remote recording conversations that I'm doing in preparation for the Big Kahuna drive around the country in September. And I'm here with Miss Kathryn. I've known you for a long time, Kathryn.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first time I ever called you was in 2007.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've been on a great journey together.
Yes.
I'll tell you what.
Yes. So it's a almost 20-year
Mm-hmm.
journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I've spent lots of time here in your home, in my quote room.
She has claimed her spot.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just going to go to my room.
Go to my room.
And so I thought, I'm going to do a little something slightly different today than I've been doing and have more of a conversation and hear parts of your story, especially the spiritual journey that you've been on, because that's something that we've shared. And I remember meeting you when I was just beginning my spiritual journey. And I remember when I met you, I was like, oh, this woman floats. She floats like... I'm sure you were like, I don't float. But at the time in my brain, I was like, how do I get to that place? And I'm not saying I've arrived at that place, but I feel a little closer to what I saw there in you in that moment. And I think part of that's just been this change for me to doing the thing I really love, And so I guess I just had some questions like for you. Like one of the things we've been talking about is when you've been on a spiritual journey of whatever kind, for whatever reason, like how do you continue? Like how does that work for you to continue on with it, even when things start getting better, or especially
when they start getting better.
Yeah, because right now for me it feels very much like choosing to grow through the good, when I think historically my growth has come through pain or painful things, and I'm like, what does it look like to grow when it's good? So I don't know, I just thought let's have a chat about it.
Well, we're having fun.
Yes.
Over the last 24 hours, just having chats about this.
Yes.
And we met when we were both spiritually bankrupt. I was still on my journey. I was beginning my journey of that spiritual recovery. And you talk about floating, it reminded me of the picture of the duck on the water. It's so calm, and then underneath its little feet are just going 100 miles a minute. But for me, I've been listening to your podcast, the sense of community. And it was a sense of community where I was able to reach out. And I call it reach out and reach up.
Ooh, reach out and reach up.
Reach up. And being able to find someone that could mentor me along the path. My spiritual journey was not in organized religion.
Right.
I had tried several things. I had my growing up with my mother's religion, and then I wanted to convert to a different religion so I could get married and move to California.
Oh, right. Yes, that's something else we have in common is many geographic relocations.
Yeah, and that was one of the big ones. But, thinking that I wanted to really do that, and I embraced it as best I could, but it wasn't my decision.
Right.
It wasn't my spiritual journey. It was someone else telling me what I had to do.
Right. So that orienting yourself around a person.
Exactly.
Versus something not a person.
Versus.
Or even yourself.
Even myself. I think that's the main thing, is that it wasn't about me, it was about someone else. And so even where I started when we were spiritually bankrupt, I came in here for someone else. I started that journey for someone else. And then it has evolved to, it's about me and my relationship with a higher power.
Right.
And so what have I done all these years to keep that growing?
Right, right. Yeah, because I know you grew up in Miami.
I did.
Or you were born and raised there, right?
I was born in Indianapolis.
Oh.
Born in Indianapolis.
Okay, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
How about that?
So we were, I was born in Indianapolis, and my mom, had grown up in Illinois and Indiana, and my dad was from Indiana. And I believe you were talking about those relocations, those geographic cures.
Yes.
I believe we got to Miami as a result of a geographic cure.
Right.
So it was in my blood.
Yes. Well, it's funny because I was talking with someone else about, she's a runner. And I was like, yeah, I was a runner, but not that kind of runner. Not even a sprinter. I was just a run away from the thing, the problem, the person, the situation, and it'll be better over here or better over there. Never was, but
never was, but that was the attitude.
Yes.
If we do this, then I will be okay. If we do this,
right,
I will be okay.
Right. Yeah. Well, and it's interesting you say that inherited geographic cure solution, because I didn't know this about my parents, but I realized after my mom passed away and I got the family archives, she left them to me. And I realized in that they were moving that they had been moving forever and ever and ever, all the way to America.
Yes.
And it was only when they got to America and moved into the house that they lived in when I was born, did they stop moving. It was the first time they stayed put for however long after that, 30 something years. Yeah.
My husband and I are joking. We're in this house that you've come to quite often. We're here 16 years now, and for us, that's a big deal.
Right.
Because I was the one that always, if we do this, I'll be better. if
Right.
we do this, I'll be better.
Right. And just so you all know, that's Sadie in the background.
That's my Sadie May.
Yes, she's so cute.
She's one of God's instruments for me.
Yes, she is. So she's having fun with her bone, and we're gonna let her do that.
Yeah,
Because she's happy as a clam right now.
She is so happy to have you here, and my daughter was here this morning, and she didn't know where to go first.
She's like, this is too much overload. It's so exciting. Right. So so your family moved from Indianapolis, where you were born, to Miami. Right. And then, but you're really like, you're growing up like that you remember years.
Was Miami.
Was Miami.
Was
Wow.
Miami.
Wow.
And it was real laid back at that time. I've just finished The Last Train to Paradise about Henry Flagler and how he built the overseas railroad system and the overseas highway down in Key West. And so that was my growing up, was seeing not the railroad system, but the highways and the keys, and just being in that laid back environment all the time.
Right.
All the time.
Right.
It was not the Miami that you see today.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of like older Miami, and it's very chill. Like not all these high rises and all this like super slickness. Like it was much more laid back looking.
You could actually see the water when you got to Miami Beach.
There weren't all these buildings in the way. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
So it was a different time, and it was laid back, and we could leave the doors open. And the kids, everybody knew each other's family, and if somebody's kid acted up, then somebody's parent would, talk to them about it.
Right.
And, but we lived outdoors pretty much, and I lived, we were in that era when the Castro came into regime, and so we first started having the Cuban immigrants.
Right.
And I can remember our summers, and this is summer, but I can remember sitting out in the front yard and hearing all that wonderful Latin music.
Right.
And it was just alive. It was just a period that was alive.
Ugh.
And it didn't have to be, I'm going to Miami Beach to be in all the dance halls or any of that. It was just you're out in your yard and you're enjoying being here, right now.
Being here right now. Be here right now.
And I got away from that, and that's where I get to be today because of that spiritual journey and reconnecting, is that, when I'm my most serene is when I've got my mind with my body and I'm right here, right now.
Right. Yes. Yeah, we were talking earlier about the grounding and like having your feet on the ground, and how for me the journey has been dropping into my body and not just living in my head or detaching from the rest of me, and feeling my feet under myself, firmly planted.
Firmly planted. Firmly planted.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's Sadie. She's giving her two cents.
She's like, I agree. That is so true for me too.
That's our little girl. Yeah.
So, but at some point you end up in California.
Yeah, because, I met my first husband in Miami Beach. I was working at a hotel there, as a children's counselor. And what that meant is you kept the kids busy while the parents did whatever they wanted to do. So you were at the swimming pool all the time. And he was a musician that was playing poolside. And so he was with a family band that played poolside, and I was starting to get restless. I wanted something more, and they moved to California and wanted me to go out there with them. The family, it's the whole family.
Oh wow! So we were like, okay, I'm going to go with the whole family.
And my mother, my mother and I had our own journey. She'd had a lot of health challenges, but because I'd cared for her so much, she wanted me to go do what I wanted to do. And so she said, well, you're not going to go with them, you're going to get married. And so I got married out there, and so that's how I ended up in California.
Oh wow.
And so my mom flew out with me, and he's got his whole family on one side, and I've got me and my mom.
Wow. Like, this is very lopsided.
And there you go.
Right. You're like, this is really all about you, isn't it? Not about me at all.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up out there. And because it was Hollywood, It's California. Oh my gosh, I'm going to see all this. And being in the music world, I thought, oh yeah, I have arrived. And then I got a hold of the reality of what a musician's wife ends up looking like, and
Right.
wasn't too pleased with that.
Right. You're like, this isn't really working for me.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
Right.
But then you end up back on the East Coast and eventually get to Georgia.
Right. Again, I got married. I divorced. My first husband and I were divorced, and we had a lovely, beautiful child out of that marriage. And then years later, my husband today, we met, and he was from Atlanta and ended up in Atlanta.
Right. Right. Wow.
But that whole geographic thing with this husband, it would be, well, why don't we move to this city? And why don't we move to this city? What about here? And what about over here? And so we'd sit there sometimes with a map, and we'd just close our eyes and point.
Oh, really? Oh, I love that. Well, it's interesting because, I certainly did a lot of that with my ex-husband. And sometimes we would go to it wasn't even that we were in a different city, just in a different apartment.
Even so, yes.
In the same city. But it was like, we can't just stay in one place, even here. We'll stay here, but in different places of here.
Exactly. That's what we did, too. And I think we had like a year and a half to 2 year thing. And it's like every year and a half to 2 years we would move. And it would be me.
Oh, really? So you were let's move.
Because I was searching for something more and something different.
Right.
And,
so you thought that was in that sort of zone of like that something more, something different is outside of me.
It's outside of me. It's outside of me. And again, if we go here, I will be okay.
Right. Not if I go here, we.
Not if I stay put and work on what's going on inside.
Right.
That is manifesting outside.
Right. Right. Well, that was something else we talked about over the last 24 hours was in 2017. I was about to do another geographic for him where we will move and fix this by moving. And Barbara, who we have in common, was like, okay. And I remember being like, okay, like you're supposed to either be excited for me or tell me not to do it.
Yeah.
And she just said, okay.
Okay.
And I was like, so that was a moment.
Yeah.
And it was just enough for me to just go, well, I guess I just won't do anything. I'll just sit here and wait. And that was probably the first time where I just didn't do the thing of like relocating.
And isn't that hard to just sit there
Oh,
and
yeah.
wait?
Oof. I thought it might kill me. Honestly, it felt so painful to just sit and wait and do quote unquote nothing. And I think you were the one at the time who said, bloom where you're planted.
That was very, I don't even remember who, it may have been, I don't even remember who told me that, but they gave me this flower pot, this artificial flower pot, I think it was, and they just told me, just sit here, maybe plant a flower in your yard and see if the flower grows.
Wow.
See if it blooms.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh yeah, I don't like this, we're going to go here. Oh yeah, I don't like this. And what it was is I was running away from whatever was going on inside of me.
Right.
I was in that place of never feeling enough, never feeling connected. If I keep moving, I don't have to make commitments to people.
Oh, interesting. Yes.
Yeah. And if I'm always the outsider, then I can have that aura of mystery around me.
Right. I'm untouchable or you can't get to me was what it was like for me.
They can't get to me. They, whoever they are, cannot get to me. And so my husband and I both, we reached a surrender at some point, probably at the, how long were we married? 6-year mark, 7-year mark. Because I wanted to run and he was trying to keep me and, just all this stuff was going on. And so we both reached a surrender at that mark. And then about a year later, I met wonderful lady that you just referred to,
Yes.
Barbara.
Yeah.
And she started me on my journey towards a God that was my God, a God of my understanding, and learning a spiritual path that worked for me in my life.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So just so y'all know, we took Sadie out for a bit of a pee break. She got scared by a bee, right? And was like, I want no part of this bee situation. Came back inside, and then we had to kind of trick her, but she was not tricked or fooled. And she's hanging out with her dad. She's hanging out with Dad while we do this. She's like, I don't want to. I want to be pay attention to me.
I want to be part of.
I want to contribute to this conversation. So yeah, right before that, we were chatting about that around the 6-7 year mark of your marriage. That's when you met Barbara and started this journey of finding a higher power that was your own, that wasn't someone else's or someone else.
Correct.
For that matter.
Or someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because that's always been my favorite. Who can I make into my higher power? This is a connection point. In 2010, when I left New York with my then husband, which was really because that's what he wanted to do. And I wasn't hard to convince because I was uncomfortable because I was building community and it was scaring me. I couldn't have said that out loud at the time, but I think it scared me because I'm like, these people know me. They love me. It's a bunch of women. I'm helping to build this community. I want no part of this. Like, that freaked me out. So when he came up with the idea that we should move to New Mexico full time, I was like, yes, this is my way out of being uncomfortable.
And I think I was one of your cheerleaders too. Yeah, go,
Yeah,
experience it, have fun.
And though I think it was necessary.
Yes.
For me to get to here. Because I had to do it in that whole thing needed to happen. I can see that now. And I can also see that there was a geographic cure mixed in there.
A big one.
Big one. And so that's why it came up for me in this right now is, when I drive across country and go back to Santa Fe and I plan to spend a week there, a lot of that for me, the big story around all of that is not just recording with women along the way and their stories, but also reclaiming some of my own story, my own experience of a place that I didn't have a great experience in because it wasn't my experience. It was someone else's experience of a place. And reconnect to some relationships there that I let go of. So that's been my dream. I'm uncomfortable and I want to blow up my whole universe because that's better
because I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's what was familiar.
Yeah.
That's what was familiar.
And that's what I get not scared of, but that's where I'm like, oh, how do I grow through the good? Because it's a combination of, it's easy to either become complacent or uncomfortable with the good because I'm not used to that. I'm used to difficult or painful or sad or anything else but good.
And when I'm in that difficult and painful and sad, my focus is still outside of me. And when I'm getting comfortable with who I am, when I'm doing the things that help me feel, and I always talk about feeling inside, feel that peaceful spot inside, it's when I'm doing the things that expand for me the universe that I'm living in. It was always about someone else. And so finally, even in relationship, my husband and I are married 47 years this year.
Wow, really?
And yeah,
wow.
It was 47 this year. And Barbara was one of those people that helped me walk through a lot of those periods. And a lot of it was getting the focus off of him getting the focus off of making the marriage okay and making an effort for me to be okay within me.
I hear in that also a level of trust that if I do that, the things outside will take care will take care of themselves in some way. And either way, I'll be capable of walking through whatever that might end up being.
And there's been challenges. There's been challenges, but there's been a whole lot of fun as well. And talking about, I still for a lot of years wanted to go. I just wanted to be somewhere. I wanted to, I didn't do a lot of the exotic travel that a lot of people do, but I had an opportunity with a company that I worked with to go to former East Germany, and we set up a company there. And so I was able to, even within a marriage, to say, this is important to me, and I would like to go do this.
Oh, wow. That hurts my brain. I don't even know how you did that, Kathryn.
And it was that part of, yes, I could still be part of a unit, but I can still be true to me. And I wanted to do that. And so my husband at the time didn't quite understand it. And it was okay that he didn't understand it. And I got to go experience that. And when I came home, I was ready to be home.
Wow. So the way that I can understand it as intentional intimacy.
Intentional.
Which begins with having that with myself.
Right.
And taking care of just me or my needs for myself first. And then I can express them to someone else. But that still scares me, that idea of communicating to someone else what I would like. Oof. That's hard. That still feels hard and scary to me.
And it was. And we got to practice. I think we talked about practice this morning.
Yeah.
I get to practice in action. And so the more I did it, the more comfortable it became. But it was very hard in the beginning to really say what I needed to say.
Right.
When I needed to say it. Because as long as I'm outside, if I'm looking at everybody outside to make me okay, I'm going to have resentment constantly. I'm never going to be happy. Enough is never going to be enough. Because I always want what somebody else might have. And so part of what I've gotten to do in this journey is that keep my mind with my body. Be in the here and the now. And I've just finished an exercise. Somebody sent it to me from somebody in Europe that had sent it to them. We're a great community.
Right.
We're a great community.
Yes.
And I'm open and I'm willing to see and do new things. And it was experiencing the 5 senses. So what I've been able to do is just even out on my deck, be able to just sit there in the morning and close my eyes and hear the birds that are singing around me, hear something beyond the traffic in the distance, hear whatever nature is bringing into my life, and then to be able to feel the breeze on my face or to feel the sun on my face and to just sit there and feel it and to be able to taste. So what does taste look like in that scenario? And for me, it was being able to just appreciate. Being able to appreciate it. For me, in the morning, it's a cup of coffee. To smell that cup of coffee, but to be able to drink it and appreciate it. And we talked earlier, too, about appreciate, not appropriate.
Yes.
Yeah. Being able to see a sunrise and not have to own the sunrise.
Right. Yes, that whole question of I don't have to own it to have it be part of me.
Right.
Or to have access to it.
Right.
We can all have access to that.
We can all have access
whatever
to it.
It is. I don't have to monopolize it.
And it can go from really large issues to very, yes, I have my opinion.
Right.
You don't have to agree with it. I don't have to agree with yours.
Right.
But I can have my own opinion. And so that was big. And I think that's part of my spiritual path.
Right.
Was that I don't have to make you see things the way I see things. And I got really, really tripped up on that, especially in relationship. And is that you either had to see it my way or I had to see it your way or we could not be connected.
That's what's been so great about all these conversations is these are all women coming from all kinds of different experiences. And it doesn't matter in the sense that it's theirs, and they're expressing themselves and their experience of whatever journey they've, whatever happened and how they handled it or walked through it. And I always learn something that I get a new perspective every time on something I'm dealing with or not even realizing I'm dealing with, or it brings something up in me like, oh, I want to look at that now because I hadn't thought of it that way. That keeping an open mind.
Keeping the open mind, being willing. Do I want to continue to grow? That's my question today.
Right.
Do I want to continue to grow, or do I want to just be happy with where I'm at because things are comfortable most of the time? I want to know what else is out there.
Oh, I love this. Because may I say that what your demographic is age-wise? Are you comfortable with that?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. So, because Kathryn, you're in your early 70s.
I'm 73.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love, as a woman who's about to be 52.
Yeah.
I just love hearing. What I'm hearing there, it's never too late.
It's not. And there's always more out there.
Right.
Because my finite world, I've had it seems like it's been an expansive world, but it's been very finite when you take it into a worldview. And I want to experience more, and I want to see, but I don't have to go chasing it. For me, I get to, and it's the get to. I'm all about the get to, not the have to.
Yes.
For me, it's getting to just sometimes be still. Just sit still and let come to me what is time to come.
Right. Well, that's what I heard when you were talking about the 5 senses and spending that time in the morning. Like, to do that, it really requires of you to slow down.
Slow down.
And almost stop like you're actively listening and tasting and feeling and hearing
and touching
but you're not in motion. You're sitting still and doing those 5 things.
And doing that. And it doesn't have to be an hour. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes. For me, it's enough time to sit and have a cup of coffee.
Right.
When I'm on the deck in the morning. And that's where I do a lot of my spiritual connectedness in the morning. But then Barbara taught me about God time so that I could learn how to connect with a higher power that I found. And it was that whole thing about, if it's 10:10 and you see it's 10:10, stop. Just stop and pause for a minute and connect with your higher power. And so she shared that with me. We were on a wonderful journey together for 39, almost 40 years.
Wow.
And early in our relationship, she shared that with me. And I still do it. And my husband does it now.
Really?
And it's like, it's 10:10, it's God time. So I love that your focus is community, because without that community, I don't think I could be as content and peaceful as I am today, and still want to experience more.
So do you feel that it's because of your rootedness in the community that it enables you or inspires you to reach for more? Or like seek more, maybe not reach for, but maybe it's seeking?
Being open to receiving.
Oh.
Open
okay,
to
wow.
receiving.
I like that even better. Like it's not a grabby grip, because that's one of my things has been like, how do I get you to give a shit about me? That's just the best way I can say it.
Yeah.
Like, what do I need to do to make you whoever you are? Could be anybody.
Make you see me and hear me.
Yes, see me, hear me, because that's my wound or whatever you want to call it from, not being seen or heard. And so I'm dropping that rock off and really leaving a lot more space and not doing that. And that's been uncomfortable.
It's been very,
So I like flipping the script on that and reframing it as being open to receive more.
And that whole dropping the rock, I during my path, I've got to get rid of stuff so that I can make space for new. We used to joke about it, and because I move so much, you don't need 15 coffee scoops.
Right. You're like, you know what? Like, This is too many things we have to pack up.
You don't need this many. So get rid of that so you've got room to bring more stuff in. But that's
Right.
true, it is very true spiritually as well. And I just recently, and that sense of community, I have always had someone that will show me what they did in this community. And you're bringing that about with all these podcasts that, you know, as women, that we can share with each other what we did, what the walk was. And that's always been powerful for me, that you're not there telling me what it is I have to do. You're
Right.
showing me how you did it.
That's something you've said to me before. Show, don't tell.
Mm-hmm. Show, don't tell.
Yeah, which is don't talk about it, do it.
Do it.
And just live it out and let people observe that or take from that what might be helpful to them.
Mm-hmm.
And for yourself, just do the thing.
Just do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And words are important to me.
Yes.
And you just said that word, let.
Yes.
If you just sit and think about it, when I'm letting, it's like that. I'm open and I'm expansive. That's my word this year. It seems to be expansive. I'm wanting to expand more and feel more. I don't have to do more. I've been a doer all my life.
Right.
I don't have to do more. I don't have to earn my place anywhere.
Right.
You know, but I get to let come into my life what is supposed to come at this time.
Yeah, it's been interesting. We were talking about this as well, because I get a lot of questions from people genuinely curious, which I'm fine with that. So what are you trying to achieve? And I'm like, I don't know. That's been my honest answer is like, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a real plan in the sense of a destination I'm trying to get to necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to achieve is to do this every day, or do something towards this dream of recording women's stories, telling my own story, writing about it, all the things. That's my end goal. So,
and it's the journey.
Yeah,
not the destination. It's the journey.
Yeah. So it's been an interesting. I'm like, I don't know. Am I supposed to have a goal? I mean, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm like, nothing's wrong with me. This is actually progress for me.
Yes.
Is to not, because I think I'm doing it. It's more that I have no designs for what it should look like or what it needs to look like for me to be okay. I'm willing for it to look however it wants or needs to look. And that's actually the progress. Yeah.
That's progress.
Yeah,
That's
for
progress.
me, for sure.
And being able to be true to yourself in that. I don't have to do what everybody else says it is I must do.
Right.
In order to do or be.
Right.
I don't have to have this, and I don't have to be this, and I don't have to be in that crowd. I can just be.
I remember somebody once told me, like, Hella, you could just sit on the sofa and do nothing and have value. And I was like, I don't know what you're saying there. That makes no sense to me. But now it does. But
yes. Until I started this journey, for me, it was always, I'm never enough.
Right.
Whatever I do is never enough. I never have enough. And so since I've been keeping my mind with my body and keeping in the moment, I've always been provided for.
Right.
I have always been provided for.
Right.
And you well know I've had a really challenging journey with my daughter, and she because of actions that I took in my 20s, she was out of my life for 7 years. At that time, they called it parental kidnapping. And so for 35 years, I beat myself up constantly. I should never have left that marriage. I should not have. If I had not done. And what I know today is that was her path. That was our path. And yes, a lot of us, the adults acted like children, and we affected a lot of people. Me included, but I didn't do it all.
Right, it wasn't all on you.
Right. And so what I've gotten to do this year is to love myself enough to forgive myself.
Wow.
And it's taken all this time on this journey. And that was my one thing. I've heard people say, what's that one thing you don't want to tell anybody? That was my one thing that I could not let go of, or that I would not let go of. And this year, it's like enough.
Do you feel that it was the one thing you would not let go of? Was there, I'm just curious, like, was there an element of comfort and security and safety by holding on to it because it's familiar, or was it just, was it something else? Like, what do you think? I mean, do you have a sense of what it was that was hard about letting it go, or still wanting to hold it?
I don't really know. What I do know is that when my daughter hurts, I hurt, and she's struggled.
Right.
And I took it back to those actions that I took at that time. And so for whatever reason, I still was not ready to let go of the guilt and the shame of that period. And so what I have gotten to do now is she's on her own path, and I have become a different woman. I am not the woman that was 25 years old doing that behavior.
Right.
And so she's seen, I've been able to model for her a lot of good, healthy behavior. And she knows I love her. And one of the things is when you don't ever feel seen, it's like nobody ever pays attention to me. Nobody ever listens to me. And I can say today, very honestly, honey, I'm listening to you. I hear you and I see you.
Yeah.
And I'm saturated. We can stop
Right.
now.
I also need a break.
Yeah, I'm listening, but we can stop. And so she has been able to see that and recognize that. And we have, I believe, a very good, strong relationship today. And that was for years of this wonderful lady, Barbara, showing me how to do it different. She showed me how to be different in my daughter's life.
Right.
To be different in my own life.
Right.
To show up differently so that I could feel good about me. I could feel good about my actions and not feel that shame that I felt all those years ago for reacting to something that I didn't need to react to.
Yeah, that holding on or not being able to let go of the guilt and the shame. Yeah. And that was sort of last big thing of that. You were able to get through this year.
In this past year.
Yeah.
And it's been a wonderful journey that I've been on, and I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. And yet there's more.
Right.
And yet there's more for me to learn. There's more for me to experience. There's more for me to give to other people. I don't have to give for you to love me today. I can give with an open hand today.
Just because that's what I want to do.
And not at my expense.
Right. Yeah, that's always a moving target, like the balance of that. It's not like, oh, I figured out the recipe and now I can just do that on autopilot. And it's like, no, it's shifting because everyone else is shifting. I'm shifting,
Yeah.
What self-care meant yesterday is not what it might mean today. So yeah, I think that whole being open to receive.
Open to receive.
That's being open to receive. I've it's percolated in my brain, but I hadn't put it quite in those words, like that simple, like almost like a slogan kind of way. Like, I'm open to receive. Yeah.
One of my prayers that I do is, and they've changed through the years, and I was speaking with someone the other day, Barbara did pass away last year.
Right.
And so it was hard because we'd been on a journey a long time. I miss her very much, and I honor what she gave to me by sharing it with other people. And I get to find someone else that I can go to and be entirely honest to her like I was with Barbara. And she was talking to me, I was telling her, I think my concept has changed. And she said, it hasn't changed. It's expanding. It's that expansiveness again. And for me, the prayer that I pray every morning when I wake up is I say, here I am, God, send me. And I don't know where I heard it, but I heard it years ago. And it's like, I'm here, I'm open. Here I am. And so am I willing and open to have something come into my life that I have no idea about? And it's like, here I am.
Oh, I'm going to take that in for a second. Am I open to receiving something I have no idea about? I think that's a better way of me saying, instead of what are you trying to achieve, saying I don't know. Maybe it's that is a better answer.
That.
I am open to receiving what I don't know yet, or whatever.
I don't know what I don't know.
I don't know what I don't know, but I'm willing to receive it. So like that might sound better as an answer.
There you go. There you go.
And even that's been, progress for me, is to go, I don't have a good answer for that question today. I might have one tomorrow, but I don't at this moment have a good, quote unquote, good answer, or what I think you might expect as an answer. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
And how long did it take you to be able to say, I don't know?
I mean, 51 and almost, and like whatever, 51 weeks, 51 years and 51 weeks of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, this is a recent development for me to be like, I'm okay with not knowing. I'm okay with not getting it, knowing how to do something and doing it anyway. I'm okay with it being messy. I'm okay with putting stuff out there and going, all right, it's not perfect, but whatever. It's where I am now. I don't know where that, it just, like we were talking about before, I'm like, I just showed up one day. I mean, it's been 51 years and 51 weeks in the making. However, at the end of the day, it just all showed up in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, apparently, or seemingly.
Seemingly.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was like, what is wrong with me? I'm not bothered. What is like, I'm genuinely not bothered about not knowing. I'm like, that is so unlike me, but maybe it's just like me. That's the other thing. I'm like, what if that's just how it's actually always been? I just got
covered up.
Covered up with all the other stuff over time. Yeah. And all those dropping of all those rocks and not taking 50 coffee scoops with me and like just, cleaning out.
Just making space.
Making space has allowed things to emerge. Yeah.
Making space in my physical surroundings, making space in my emotional world, making space for other people, letting them find their answers. And that's Sadie.
Yes, she's happy.
She misses us. But I just love that term, making space.
Yeah.
And it can mean something different for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm also hearing. Like, I'm hearing there's no one way to do the journey. There's no one destination to arrive at. And I'm also actually hearing there is no destination we arrive at, because you're saying, I've gotten to here and I got through this really big thing in the last year, after losing Barbara and having a new experience of this journey differently, and uncovering something I've been holding for a long time and letting that go. And you still want more.
And I want more.
I mean, I think that's incredible.
I want more. And I'm willing to do what I need to do in order for me to receive more. At a certain point, I had someone tell me that, you're either going to stop growing. This is fine. I love this. Everything is great. I don't want anything else. I'm happy. And then all of a sudden, after a year or 2 years of that, I'm not happy anymore.
And now what?
Because I stopped being willing.
Right. Yeah, that willingness is Well, that's what I think has been, for me, such a shift was I'm willing to do it anyway.
Do it anyway.
I'm willing to not be good at it and do it anyway. I'm willing to not know and do it anyway and work it out as I go.
And just be messy and let it be messy.
Yeah, and just be a hot mess about it sometimes. And what's interesting is it doesn't always appear that way to other people. It feels that way to me, of course. But, other people who don't know wouldn't necessarily see it that way. Which is that thing of like, I never know what someone's actually going through or dealing with,
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier, too.
Yeah.
Maybe someone's acting up right now, but 15 minutes ago you didn't know what they were in the middle of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's next for you, Kathryn, given all of that? because you're semi-retired. You're still working a little bit.
I'm still working. I work with my son-in-law and my daughter, and it's nice to be out of the intense environment of a corporate world.
Right.
And so I'm just working part-time with them, and I'm just being open. And I'm aging.
Yeah.
Not that much, but
right.
but I don't have the energy level that I used to have, and I'm okay with that. It's being able to meet what I can with what I've got, and continuing on this journey. And I'm getting into a lot of different readings that I've never read before, and I'm finding a lot of comfort that before, maybe 10 years ago even, I would have been very closed to. I'm experiencing new spiritual programs.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not trying to make something not what it is. I'm not trying to make it bigger than it is. I'm just open to learning more. So I think I'm in that learning place again, where in order to receive, my mind has to open a little more.
Right. So it's like an attitude of like being like a beginner at something again.
Being a beginner, and it's okay to be a beginner.
Yeah. Like, I'm new to this. I have all this in my background, and yet I'm gonna be new. I'll allow myself to be new to it.
Yes, and yet. This year too, it's been all about the and, not the but.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, because I catch myself wanting to say but and replacing it with and. Recently,
it's a great shift. And I don't know, what I want to do. I know that I'm not done traveling. I don't know that I'm where I can travel overseas a lot like I used to, but there's a lot here that I can go experience.
Yeah.
And there's some of these spiritual things that I might like to go and experience. Maybe go to a reservation. Maybe go to a Buddhist temple and experience that. I've already done, I converted, I think I told you, to Judaism with my first marriage. And I want to see it. I want to see it for what it really is, not colored by the family that was forcing me to do something I didn't want to do. Just go and experience these different things and see where that takes me.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I think part of, the way I was raised, and then over the years, other people's opinions on spirituality sort of made it feel like it has to be this one way. And in this one particular framework, and coloring outside of those lines was somehow bad, and I was a bad person, or it would be like harmful in some way. And so that's been a huge shift for me over the years. Is like my sense of a higher power is much bigger than that, and it's also interesting to find where the principles of those different things are the same.
And they are, yeah.
Yeah.
A spiritual truth is a spiritual truth.
Yeah.
And that's what I've gotten to. And, we talked too about being able to appreciate, being able to appreciate the differences and to honor the differences. Right. I don't have to gossip and criticize about something I don't believe in.
Right.
What I get to do is honor that there are other paths other than the path that I've taken.
Right.
And I'd like to be able to just honor that and experience it.
Right.
And it may not be something that stays with me, but at least I can say I've tried it.
Like, I hear a curiosity. Like, I'm curious. The readings I'm doing are helpful to me and inspiring in some way. They're expanding my understanding of something. I'd like to experience it.
Yeah.
For myself, in the context where it's practiced or expressed or whatever.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. One of the things, and you get to experience this with me, is that several years ago, I think maybe during the pandemic, is that I started doing a morning message to a lot of the women in my life.
Yeah.
And so I send that, and I've pretty consistently done that since the pandemic. But it's bringing in, people will travel all over the world and they'll send me photographs. And so I add that photograph to one of these readings that I have. And so being able to share that community with people and being able to see the expansiveness of, yeah, I'm in Peru today, and this is what I'm seeing in Peru.
Oh, wow.
And I have somebody that's in Portugal right now and sending me pictures from Portugal. And just being able to bring that community together, even though it's a worldwide thing going on right now.
Right.
And being able to see the positive.
Mm-hmm.
This is beautiful. This is a beautiful place. I'm getting to share it with you.
Right.
And then the sayings or the readings that I send, it's either I'll send a reading or there'll be something that comes to me and I'll send that. But connecting those two together is allowing me to expand that community even beyond what I thought it could have been. Because I know some of those morning texts that I send, someone else will send it to their community.
Right.
And so something that started here is traveling worldwide right now.
Right.
And it's not just me. We're all doing, a
Right.
lot of us are doing that.
Yeah, I'm in a couple of WhatsApp groups with
Right.
people all over.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so we're getting to share that positive message.
Mm-hmm.
That positive, and I believe positive spiritual message.
I mean, I love getting those texts from you in the morning because I'm like, oh, I always know whatever picture it is, it's from somebody somewhere. Even if you don't always necessarily say where. I don't know.
I don't always identify.
No,
it.
yeah. But I know by now that it's from somebody somewhere that I may or not even know.
Yeah.
But they're wherever they are.
Yeah. And now you're part of it.
Yes, I'm part of
it.
their journey. And we don't even know that about each other, which I think is even more fantastic. Like we can be a part of the journey with each other without even knowing that we're in the journey together.
That's right. That's right.
It's like, what? Mind blown. And, that's possible. And then there's those times when we're very intentionally on the journey together.
Yeah. And we have been on the journey together a long time. And I'm so excited. I'm getting to do a podcast at 73 years old.
Steve, did you have that on your bucket list,
That was
Kathryn?
not on my bucket list. Never even thought about it.
I love this. Well, I just, I'm so grateful. I was saying, I think it was last night or this morning. I don't remember when it was, but I just remember saying, I feel like coming here has been an exhale. It feels like a coming home because it's been a few years since I've been here in your
house.
home and stayed here. I used to do it a lot more. So it has felt like a homecoming. Yeah.
You went to your room.
Yeah,
you
I went
took
to
your
my
luggage
room.
to your room.
That's right. I'm like, I know where my room is. Don't mind me. Just gonna put my things in my room.
One of the things that you said yesterday that my husband and I both have really worked on is letting our house be a safe place that serves God. And so when people come in and tell me I feel safe here and I feel at home, that's very, very special to me.
Yeah.
Because we've both of us, and it's both of us, it's not just one of us, we've created through our higher power a place that's safe for someone to come be.
Yeah, and safety is numero uno for Hella. Like feeling safe in spaces has been the biggest piece of my journey, and so I'm just grateful for you and others, but certainly for you. One of the first places I was able to experience, even when I wasn't quite all here yet.
Yeah.
And and you let it be okay, like that I wasn't quite all here yet, and I still could feel safe, whether I could identify that necessarily, overtly or not. I knew it was safe here to just be not okay.
To be not okay. Yeah.
Like it was okay to not be okay in this space. So I'm very grateful for that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So, well, this has been an amazing conversation. I just have like this whole, I am open, I'm willing to receive, or I'm open to receive.
Yeah.
That's my big takeaway.
Yeah. And thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
I get to experience new things.
Yes.
And receive.
Yes. Well, I'll be sending you lots of pictures.
Please do.
So that's going to be a priority. I'm going to send you lots of pictures from the route along the way. So, well, thank you.
Okay, sweetie.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Stories That Sparkle. I'm Hella Rader, and this is the space I created for women to share in their own voices the intricacies of their stories. And of course, another big thank you to Kathryn. I am so grateful to have her in my life. And true confessions, when I left her house the next morning, I cried big, fat tears as I was pulling out of the driveway and had to pull over on the side of the road before the end of the street and just have a moment and cry because that was a really healing visit. And I love her and her husband so very much. I also want to say thank you to Sadie, the pup, for chiming in as needed when she felt she had something to say. I love it, using her voice. And a quick reminder that in September, I am driving across country to record women's stories all over the place. So please help support that effort by passing this podcast on to 2 people, just 2, and encouraging them to become followers, subscribers, listeners, downloaders, what have you. And yeah, join the fun over here. And finally, if you have a story you want to share or a topic you would like me to cover in an episode of this podcast, please drop me a line, hellarader@substack.com. Because together we bring light into dark places.